Lagos State Commissioner for Tourism, Arts and Culture, Mrs. Uzamat Akimbule Yusuf, yesterday called on residents to stop giving money to beggars, saying that begging industry could be discouraged if everyone cooperated with the government's stance on the practice. The commissioner, who also appealed to residents to cooperate with Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu on the restriction of commercial motorcycles, Okada, said the restriction was to ensure safety, security, and sanity in the state, adding that all known challenges will soon be addressed by the government. Speaking at the maiden edition on community engagement for stakeholders and Alimosho constituency, Akimbule urged residents to be law-abiding at all times. He said, "Begging is not a profession, and I personally frown at begging. It is also always very sad that when some people do wrong things, people support them instead of condemning them. When people have physical challenges, begging is not the next option. We have lawyers and doctors that are physically challenged. Their physical disabilities didn't turn them into beggars. Hence, I'm totally averse to begging, and there is a law in the state that forbids begging. I want to encourage residents in the state to stop giving beggars money. There are so many genuine needy in the orphanage homes. No, not those who have made begging the source of livelihood." She explained that the maiden edition of community engagement organized by the Moremi Goodwill Project was put in place to empower the residents, adding that community engagement stakeholders meeting is to intimate the residents of the federal constituency about the themes agenda of Governor Sanwo-Olu's administration and discuss area of collaboration with government agencies. So guys, you heard what the Commissioner of Lagos State said, that people should discourage those who are begging. You know, if you want to look at these things, you might look it from different angles, different ways, and what have you. Because one thing is that, you know, people might want to go uh uh through the line of a religion and what have you. They will tell you, oh, you are supposed to help those who are in need. You are supposed to help those who are, you know, financially challenged and what have you. Of course, they are entitled to their opinion, which is a very good thing. It is good to help people generally, but in a situation whereby people, you know, it's just littering the whole place everywhere, is not just where it ought to be, you know, it's not really going to be fine that everywhere you see people lining up and whatever. Of course, begging has turned to a profession, which is not supposed to be. But if you look at it at the other way around, why do we have all these people begging on the street in the first place? Nobody likes begging. Nobody likes it, whether you want to do it uh professionally or you want to do it corporately, because some people even do beg. They are not even carrying plates here and there. Some people do like, you will always beg, you know, because they cannot help the situation, which need to be discouraged. But what are the things that the government has put in place? Because if you talk about this begging of a thing, they are the ones that have caused this problem. We know some people, they love it and that's their way of life, but that does not see remove the fact that the government has contributed to all of these things. Even if you are trying to say, oh, some people who are doctors, who are professionals, you know, are doing better, they did not resort to begging because of because they are physically challenged. You know, it's, you know, it is in different ways. Some people might look it differently, but the overall of this thing is that, what is the government doing? You talk about poverty, what brings about begging? It's poverty. Because somebody who has in abundance will never go and beg. Why would you want to beg when you have in plenty? It is when you don't have, that is when you start begging, when you don't have a way forward. What are the programs that have been set aside for people who, like, okay, you are working, like what we do have in all those developed countries? These are our politicians, they go there, they know what is happening, but the problem is that for them to be able to say the same thing or to replicate the same thing is a problem to them. And meanwhile, they themselves, when it comes to their own welfare, their own packages is very, very, very juicy. They will, when it comes to their own, you will see that somebody will serve as a governor after 4 years or after 8 years, you'll be expected to be paid pension for life. You have at least for Lagos, I don't know, every for 4 years, they will have, they change your cars, you buy maybe 2 houses in Lagos or 2 houses in your choice, a choice plate, and what have you? What have they done in the first place? But when you try to relate what they are doing to what they are getting, it's far, far, far from the reality, and it's not really doable. And you could see that it could be selfishness, and some people will sit down and pass that bill. Shows that they are not sensitive to the things that the people are passing through. When one person, because you sat for how many years, then these packages will just be thrown at you, and what you have done in reality we cannot see. If those money that they are paying, those all those huge money they are paying to all these governors, after they must have said for how many years, or all those lawmakers, if they are being channeled to the right quarter, we will not have all these beggars all over the place. Everybody has that prestige, everybody has that dignity, and we don't want to beg. But if you don't have choice, definitely, whether you are doing it corporately or you are doing it just like that, nobody likes begging, because it's a hard work to beg, because you are not it's not a guarantee that even when you beg you are going to get what you are begging for. So it's just 50-50. Say that you are being given or you are not being given. The government must take responsibilities in the first place. You can't just leave everything that they should, you bind them to the Philistine because you feel that okay, those who are physically challenged, you can see some of them, they are professionals, they are doctors and whatever have you. What is the percentage of those people compared to those who cannot even find their ways? Even those who are hale and healthy, who are really physically strong, how many of them can even boast of a 3 square meal a day? Those who are not even physically challenged, they are begging. You are not going to talk about the areas that you guys are not doing well. In some states, I don't know about Lagos, if in some states they don't pay them, government will not pay workers for how many months. Where do you want them to get money from? Those ones, they will beg corporately, or the corruption will be there. They will be begging, and that's why when you go to our airport, it's a different ballgame entirely. We all know what happens there. So when people are talking, you need to look at everything holistically. If you want a good environment, if you want a good society, you as leaders must do the needful, you must do the right thing. Once you give the right thing, you give the right policy, and you take the right decision, definitely you will have a good and a saner environment. That is where it ought to be. You will not try to leave your own responsibilities, and just you want people to want it to just move on just like that. And just like the way the advice she's trying to give, that the citizens should be law abiding, why the government itself is not law abiding in many cases, in many things. A lot of promises that they've made to the people, and yet they cannot even fulfill it, and you expect the masses to be law abiding. The change that they are talking must start from you guys, because I don't see anywhere she talked about the measures put in place. Oh, they're going to solve or to resolve the problem of begging. Of course, she just said something skeletally. All of those things are just speeches here and there. They are just speeches. But when it comes to making it reality, bringing it to action, you start hearing BB English, BB grammar. How did we degenerate to this level of people begging here and there? How did we get to that level? When they talk, oh, some people are trying to, they make something out of nothing. Some people are struggling and whatever. What is the percentage of those people that they are talking about? Out of a 1 million, somebody will just try and struggle. Oh, that is what they are going to be using as example. Oh, can't you see that person? Even in the midst of the challenges that we are faced with, this person, was able to thrive, and the person is doing well. What is the percentage of all those people? That's what we are talking about. And level of tolerance differs from persons to persons. Someone says, because you are privileged to be in the possession of public funds. Someone says, this woman is not living among us at all. Don't you know there are numerous elite beggars now in the country? Welcome. Stop giving them money. Did you read this novel, The Beggars Strike? Someone says, your words shows the volume of your sense. Even if you are not a Christian, the Quran talks about giving to less privileged. Secondly, tell us your boss to rehabilitate all bad roads in the state now before the rainy season, and direct the traffic management to do their job very well to make life easy for Lagosians. So guys, let us hear your opinion concerning what the commissioner of the commissioner in Lagos, commissioner for tourism, art and culture, Mrs. Uzamat Akimbule Yusuf, telling Lagosians to stop giving beggars money. So guys, leave your comments below and let's have your take.